Right, let's move on to the Arkle. I think most of us will think this is a match-up. We're either going to be a Simon Sig man or woman, or an Overturn man or woman. Danny, which one of those would you love to get the call up on?
Simon Sig is the obvious one, but I'm a big fan of Overturn. I just think he's taken the fences very well. He's been an amazing horse over the years when the Northumberland played Galway hurdles now, and he's taken the defences very well. I'd like him now take on Simon Sig at that.
Okay, couldn't disagree more myself now. What about you?
Well, I think it's a race to sit out of, really, isn't it? Like, you're back in Simon Sig at 4-6, who's had two runs over fences. You know.
No, this isn't Navan on a Monday afternoon. You don't sit the Arkle out, do you?
Well, you do with a 4-6.
What are you going to do? What, pop down the ice cream shop, have an ice cream while the Arkle's on?
But look, I wouldn't be back in Simon Sig at 4-6. You know, he's ran twice over fences. It's a different kettle of fish going around Cheltenham. You know, I don't know, Tom and Katie, Danny, they give you a better view of that. But like, you get a horse that have two runs, like Alderwood was going over over fences, and Tom, you wanted to give him another run in the handicap in Punchtown to give him a bit of experience. Is that right? Like, he was going, when you decided you were going to go to Cheltenham, you wanted to give him an extra run for more experience. Would that be right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You have a microphone there, Tom?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Don't worry, by the third pint he'll be well up to this.
Yeah, of course. He was going handicap route, so he definitely we went there for experience. Yeah.
But would you be fancying Simon Sig now after having two runs over fences in an Arkle?
No, I wouldn't. I don't fancy Overturn either. So.
Is experience, Tom, code for I'm giving him another run to get a handicap mark? Is that what that is code for, or is it really a code for experience?
No, if you're going for a handicap, you know, if you don't think you're good enough to take on the lads here, so you're going to a handicap route. If you're going to some part like Cheltenham, you need not to run the handicap. You wouldn't go to Cheltenham without running the handicap first, you know.
Does JP give you the call up and say, Thomas, bury this one today?
Every day.
I think as he looked at me then, I almost believed him.
Well, that's a stupid question. But anyway.
It won't be the first.
No, I wouldn't fancy either of the first two favourites there. It's just funny. He's only two runs. I suppose he's got point-to-point experience, Simon Sig. So Overturn is too old to win an Arkle. So yeah, if the word was right, if we get the word off Willie, my brother, if he was right, he'd take off at the start and he mightn't stop. Average Legionnaire.
It's interesting, Neil. I think our Legionnaire would have to take off tonight, probably to win this on the Tuesday. I don't know, he just looks like a great big boat and his form doesn't look that great either. I mean, I'm of the opposite opinion. I think it is a straight match this. Overturn goes off in front. Simon Sig picks him up, but I know you are massively the other way around.
No, yeah, I mean, I definitely respect the Overturn match. You'd have to, a horse finishing second in a champion hurdle, winning the Galway hurdle, winning the Chester Cup. He's age is against him, definitely, but there was a good question posed to Don McCain at his stable visit last week. Are you afraid that you're going to set up the race for Simon Sig? And he said completely the opposite. He said we're hoping that we'll start to put him under a bit of pressure, which he hasn't been done so far. And he hasn't been. There's no doubt he's talented. He won the Neptune last year. He bolted up in the Neptune. But Overturn still finished second in the champion hurdle, which means he's got plenty of pace still in the bag. If you look at the race, Matt, it's going to cut up something terrible. Half of these horses who are listed in your bet now have no chance of lining up in the race. And if Beneficent was to run in the race at 20-1 right now each way, first three, anti-post, if he doesn't run, you get your money back anyway. That could be a cracking each way bet. But I think Overturn definitely could finish in front of Simon Sig here. I do, because Nicky Henderson is already talking about Simon Sig as being a Gold Cup horse. Yeah, I'd go with Overturn ahead of Simon Sig here, but I think Beneficent at 20-1. He could run a race.
Katie, I mean, if you could ride one of these, I know you'd love to ride Simon Sig.
Yeah, I think Simon Sig looks unbelievable. I think, I mean, if Arvika has to be in front, he's as free as the wind, and if Overturn takes him on, he'll set it up lovely for Simon Sig. I mean, who's to know that Simon Sig hasn't been with a couple of racecourse gallops or racecourse around 10 or 12 fences. I don't know. No one knows. I mean, if you look at a picture that Barry put up the other day of the line of fences that Nicky Henderson has at home, I mean, you wouldn't want to go anywhere. There's 7 or 8 fences lined up, and I'd say he'd go up there absolutely blindfolded. He's the right man on his back, and I can't see anything but Simon Sig to win.
Yeah, I'm with Katie. He missed a gallop the other day because the track was frozen, but he has had a gallop today, and apparently he's just absolutely flown round, so I can't be having overturn.